just opening a sacred space. So say about a great line, great line. It's a line done by a man called Mardana. And the word Mardana means that which doesn't die. And the line goes something like this: anger is the cup. Emotional attachment is what fills it. And your ego is what serves it. Okay? Let's break it down. Anger is the cup. Emotional attachment is what fills the cup. Can we become angry if we're not attached to something? Do you get angry? I don't know. There's a flood in Pakistan and it shouldn't be like that. Do we get angry about individuals, say, for example, I don't know, robbing in California, just doing it mindlessly? Are we angry about that? No. What do you get angry about? You get angry about something you're attached to. The same is true for grief. Every time we lose something, we experience grief. And grief has a process. Do we feel grief at the people who are drowning in, say, crossing the channel, for argument's sake? Or the people dying in Ukraine? Do we feel grief? Do we experience grief? How much grief do you experience? Is it truly grief, or is it that we are grieving because other people expect us to grieve? It's the done thing. Without emotional attachment, there can be no anger. Without emotional attachment, there can be no other type of response, be it anger, be it grief, be it bereavement, be it sadness, be any of those things. It cannot exist. So right now, many people are going through a process of grief because of their attachment. So their attachment, and now we have to question what's the attachment in order to understand why this is important with meditation. When we go into any emotional state, whether it's anxiety, whether it's anger, whether it's fear, whether it's stress, whether it's grief, whether it's depression, whether it's feeling sad, all of your experiences only take place in your mind, nowhere else. And if you don't know what's going on with you, then you cannot manage what's being stimulated. And I'll say stimulated by your senses to experience. So, for example, the coverage that we have at the moment is the tone is sad, the pictures are sentimental, the narrative is one to invoke emotion. If we experience that space for a continuous moment, say a day, or 2 days, 3 days, the body and the mind, the body and the emotions can kind of deal with that. But when it becomes prolonged, what's actually happening is your body feels fear, threat, or any kind of emotional space. It doesn't matter whether it's excitement or it doesn't matter if it's fear-based. Whenever it feels that, it changes the entire body. So when you go through that over a period of months or weeks, it'll lower your anxious. It will make you irritable. And if we can't get out of that system and we feel trapped because everyone and everything is just speaking about the same thing, like we were a year or 18 months ago, when you weren't allowed to think about anything else. Put on the news, it was about the same thing. Put on any radio, it was about the same thing. Everything was just about that same language. So you weren't allowed to get out of that narrative. And because you're not allowed to get out of that narrative later on. So, grief, which everyone is experiencing in different ways, and I heard a beautiful expression once, said true grief is nothing more than love that's difficult to express. Because you only feel grief with that which you love. True grief. Emotional attachment, you lose your phone, you feel a bit of grief. Oh, because it's lost. First, you're going to be shocked. Then you can think, oh, where did I put it? Then you start bargaining with yourself. Oh, did I do this? Did I do this? Did I do this? Then you're going to become angry at yourself. Oh, God, how could I have been so stupid? I didn't back up, da 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 da. Then you're going to feel a bit low. Oh, man, it had so many photographs on it. It had all these memories on it, da 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 da. Feel a bit low. And then finally, you're going to accept it and get a new phone. All grief goes through these 5 processes. All grief. Whether it's someone who dies or whether you use your mobile phone. Same process. And the process is always triggered. So as we began, anger is the cup. The emotional space you feel is what you become. It's what you become. And the reason you become that is because of your attachment. The question then arises, when you're asleep, what happens to your attachment? And you realize there is no attachment in sleep. Unless, of course, you begin to dream about those attachments. So your attachments are only present as long as you are awake to it. The question that we should always ask ourselves are, what should I be attached to? 1. What am I attached to? And what within me is doing the attachment? It's not my leg. It's not my arm. It's the mind. And whatever the mind gets attached to is what leads the mind. You're attached to an idea of your self-image. This is how I should look. You get attached to that. That will lead your life. So the question is, what attaches? And realize it's the mind. And why does the mind attach? Because it's looking for safety and permanency. That's all we're looking for. We're looking to feel safe. Ultimately. That's what we consider to be sukh, content. If I'm safe, all is good. It's when I'm under threat. That's when anxiety begins to build up. That's when fear, anger, and all these other things, because things become out of balance, and there is a genuine concern, whether you see it or whether your innate self sees it. You know something ain't right because the body tells you. That's what it is. It's a automatic system. It's like a mirror. You, your body, and your mind react to what's around you. Everything around you, you're like a mirror. You just react to it. But the concern always is that no one gives you the understanding of how the mind operates. And until you recognize this, you will always be a prisoner to your attachments. And your attachments are created. Your attachments are created. It's very easy to create an attachment. We keep seeing the same image over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. We become attached to the icon. When Michael Jackson died, there were people who wanted to kill themselves because he died. Why? Because they were attached. So attachment can lead us into ways where it blinds us from what's going on. So in these turbulent times, Push shared with us last week 3 words: pause, step back, and look within. Look within, and you will find the answer. All answers lie with everyone. No one can give you the answer, only with yourself. So pause, step back, look in. What are you looking in? What are you looking at? Well, that's the nature of meditation. Meditation enables us to recognize how we are constructed physically, mentally, emotionally, and consciousness awareness. Very simple. So we begin with first just adjusting our body, pulling our shoulders back. And if you imagine someone just holds you by the top of your hair and just pulls you up so your back feels straight. So not too rigid, but straight. And if you pull your chin in slightly, you will notice the back of the neck will stretch. And this helps align our head, neck, and spine. So the most important thing is that you and notice if there's any discomfort, if there's any tightness, any pain, any discomfort anywhere in the body. So if you need to move, you can change your posture. Okay. On your next breath in, becoming aware of your body. Okay, so you're not imagining your body, you're not thinking about it, you're simply sensing yourself. And you'll find that when you sense yourself, there doesn't need to be an outline. There doesn't need to be a defined shape of the body. And as this hoop begins to go down, it scans your body, lights it up. So you begin to notice the sensations on the top of your head. And as you come down towards your forehead, moving down towards your eyes, your face, gently moving this hoop. And as you move it down, noticing anything within the body that's dominant, all the way down. Next breath in, bring your focus now to the chair or the seat you're on. And as you bring your focus on that seat, notice you're held in place so you can afford to relax a little bit. You're not going to go anywhere. And you will notice that you are supported, you are held, and there are sensations when the chair makes contact with your body. Bring your focus to those sensations. As you breathe in, you take your focus upwards so you become aware of your hips. Notice any sensations around your hips. And if you do find anything dominant, no commentary, no judgment. Just notice it. Next breath out, you bring your focus down your thighs. Coming to your knees. From your knees, you move your focus down, scanning the back of your legs, scanning the front of your legs, coming to your ankles. And then gradually move your focus to your feet. Notice the front of your feet, the toes. Notice the heel. And then bring your focus to the soles of your feet as best as you can. Next breath in, coming back to the chair that you're on. Again, notice how well you support it. And notice, because you're supported, you can allow the flesh, the body, to slightly soften. As you breathe in, you bring your focus up your back from your lower back, gently moving up towards your middle back. Again, scanning, scanning, scanning. From your middle back, you bring your focus up towards your shoulder blades. Notice your shoulders, elbows. From our elbows, we move to our wrists. Again, scanning the arm. From your wrists, move your focus to the palms of your hands. Gently moving your awareness now towards your fingers. And then on your next breath in, you bring your focus towards your eyes. Notice that you can see the back of your eyelids. You have awareness, or you are awareness. Notice the sensations around your eyes. Behind your eyes. And then as you breathe out, you allow this part of the body to soften. Bringing your focus now to your mouth. Notice your lips. Notice the sensations within your mouth. The roof of your mouth. Inside your mouth cheeks. And then bringing our focus to the tongue itself. Notice if it feels firm or if it feels soft. Allow it to soften. And then as you breathe out, you allow your face to soften. Next breath in. Once again, coming to your body as best as you can. Notice any sensation. And all you do is just locate it. No commentary, no judgment. Next breath in, bringing your focus to your inner space. And by that we mean our thoughts and how we feel. So bring your focus to your thoughts, to your thinking process. Are there any thoughts around that you have awareness of? How does your mental space feel? Does it feel tired? Stretched? Fresh? Clear? Are you able to be attentive? Now bringing your focus gently to your chest and hold it at the surface of your chest. So you begin to notice the movement of the chest in rhythm with the breath. Stay with your chest. Breath comes in, chest moves out, and as the chest relaxes, the breath goes out. And then notice there are subtle sensations within your body as the chest moves out and the chest moves in. See if you can notice them. Notice them around your ribs. And now bring your focus a bit deeper into your chest, as though it's in the center of your chest itself. And you want to just hold it there for a short while, waiting. Waiting to notice how you're actually feeling right now. How does this moment feel for you? Do you feel settled? Do you feel at peace? Do you feel unsettled? Do you feel anxious? Are you in suffering or are you in non-suffering? This moment, just this moment. And the longer we hold our awareness deep in our chest, the clearer this becomes. Beyond the thoughts, beyond the judgments, how do you feel right now? On your next breath out, open your awareness to any sound around you, allowing all the sounds to come to you. Just begin to listen. Listening. Gently bring your focus just beneath your nose and begin to watch your breath. Holding your focus with a little bit of effort. Notice the in-breath as it comes in. Notice the out-breath as it goes out. When you find your focus has been distracted by a sound, a thought, or a sensation, notice the distraction, come back to your breath. You like an anchor. Noticing the in-breath as it comes in from the start all the way till its end. Noticing the out-breath from the start all the way till the end. Allow the breath to breathe by itself. Stay with your breath. No matter how many times you get distracted, you can always come back to your breath. Stay with your breath. Follow your out breath all the way till the end. And as you follow your out breath, allow your body to relax just a little bit further. Allowing each breath to draw you deeper and deeper into this moment. Stay with your breath. Following your out breath all the way till the end. You will notice when you get to the end of your out breath, there's a tiny little gap before the in breath begins. See if you can notice that. How does your breath feel? Does your breath feel light or does it feel heavy and labored? Does your breath feel long or feel short? Stay with your breath. Does your breath feel long or does it feel short? Stay with your breath. And now bring your focus to the sound of your breath. Try and listen to the in-breath as it comes in. Try and listen to the out-breath as it goes out. Listening to the in breath as it comes in, listening to the out breath as it goes out, as best as you can. And the more attentive you listen, the deeper we go into the present moment. Moving beyond the mind, moving beyond the emotions, simply presence. Stay with your breath, listening to the in breath as it comes in, listening to the out breath as it goes out. And once again, on your next breath out, you simply open this to all the sounds and noises around you, allowing any sound to come to you. Using the sound of the bell to move into the silence simply by following it. Gently bring your focus just beneath your nose and just sit with your breath in silence. Notice your experience. How does the body feel? How do you feel within yourself? If it feels peaceful, notice the peace. If it's silent, notice the silence. Notice the absence of fear, absence of anger. Notice the timelessness of this moment, the eternal now, always with you. On your next breath out, expand your awareness so you become aware of the body as best as you can. Notice you're on the same chair that you began. Still holds you in place, embedded in the now. Sensations where the contact is made between your body and the chair. You can bring your awareness up towards your hips and begin to scan your thighs, moving towards your knees, and then moving down towards your ankles. Bringing your focus now to your feet. You may need to wish to move your toes ever so gently, and then bringing your focus to the soles of your feet. Notice your back is straight and upright. Your shoulders, arms, hands are comfortable and relaxed. Your eyes are still closed. Your mouth is still closed, and your face is relaxed. Coming back to your breath. And now as the breath comes in, you can sense your body. As the breath goes out, you can sense your body. Breathing in, you can sense your body. Breathing out, you can sense your body. In a few moments, you will hear the sound of a bell. Use this bell to draw a few slow, deep breaths in, and in your own good time, gently opening your eyes. Take your time.